Hey guys, welcome back to another season of Discovery gold making video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you a beginner's guide on how to flip materials in phase 2 of season of Discovery. Now this is a very beginner friendly method to actually do this. Materials sell very quickly, and once you know what you're flipping and what you should be flipping, then it becomes very easy and a really good way to make some easy gold in season of Discovery. So if you don't know what flipping is, that is where you buy an item for cheap and then you resell it for a higher price and you keep the profit in between. It sounds very simple, but there's a few things that you need to know about flipping to actually do it correctly. But doing this method is very beginner friendly. So the two add-ons I recommend is TSM and Auctionator. Now I have a few videos on the channel showing you how to set up TSM and get it working on season of Discovery. So once you have it set up, you want to make some groups of items. So for an example, in my classic flipping guide, I have all the groups sorted out by phase. What we're going to be focusing on in this video is materials. Now you don't need my classic flipping guide to actually flip materials. It's very beginner friendly. All that will do is help you out and be able to automate the whole process with TSM, and also it has all the lists and groups all made for you already with all of the items sorted out that are worth flipping. So if you want to check that out, it is in the first link down below in the description box. But if you just want to get your feet in and start flipping, it is not 100% required. It will just make it a lot easier. So with material flipping, for an example right here, we're looking at the vision dust. As you can see, there's a whole heap of them posted. Up to 1 silver and 23 copper, and there's a pretty big jump from 1 silver, 23 copper to 1 silver and 80 copper. So what we would do here is we'd buy them all out, all the way up to 1 silver and 23 copper. And then what we would do is we would resell them at the next highest price, which would be 1 silver and 80 copper. But we're going to undercut the competition by 1 copper. So we're going to be selling it for 1 silver and 79 copper. Now items like this sell very quickly and you can turn over a flip within minutes, within seconds. So this is why it's very beginner friendly, and it's actually a good way for beginners to start out flipping in season of Discovery. And once you get a good list of all the items that you know are in high demand, you're going to be able to flip them very quickly. As you can see, these have already started selling. Now if you are a beginner, what I would recommend doing is starting with cheaper items like this. This way you can get a feel of how to actually do material flipping, and then you can work your way up to more expensive items and then move into the BOE market and also the recipe market, which can make a lot of gold if you know what you're doing and which items to flip, which I do have them groups all throughout my classic flipping guide, and I teach you exactly what to look for when buying those. But as you can see, we posted the vision dust up and it started selling within seconds, and we've pretty much sold all of the vision dust that we just brought. So super simple. If you have my groups from my flipping guide, you can just post them with TSM, or another way you can do it is you can post with the normal auction house from Blizz, and then also you can use the Auctionator selling tab. This works really good too, especially with materials. But if you do want to just have it all automated and not worry about the pricing, you can use my operations from my classic flipping guide, and that will calculate a profitable price for you. So all you have to do is post the item up on the auction house using TSM, and it will automatically pick a price that is profitable for you. And it only will post items at a profitable price no matter what. So move on, let's do another item. Let's look at the wild one. So this is traded quite a bit in phase 2, and this could be a good item. There's a bunch posted for 42 silver up to 57 silver. Then the next big jump is 80 silver. So what we would do here is we'd buy all of them up to 57 silver, where the big jump happens, and then we'd resell all of them for 80 silver. That would be the goal. But if the price goes down, the main thing that we need to be selling them for is above 57 silver each. That way we're still profitable for the items. Now you need to take into consideration the auction house does take a 5% cut of every single sale that you make, and then it's also your auctioning fees to actually deposit the item up on the auction house. That is very cheap though, because we're only going to be posting materials for 2 hours. So we go ahead and we buy all of these out. Now the next cheapest is the 80 silver. So that is where we're going to start selling ours from. If you have my groups, and operations from the flipping guide, you can just use TSM, and as you can see, it'll automatically pick the price for you, and you don't have to keep track of the prices for these items. But if you're doing this without my groups and operations, you will have to keep track of how much you paid for every single item, and then evaluate if when you're selling it, it's at a profitable price or not. Now, you don't have to post all of the item that you get. You can hold on to some of them. This way, if someone undercuts you, you can just go ahead and you can post with the ones that are still in your inventory, and you can undercut the competition. So Auctionator is really good for this. It can show you if you have any competition on your posting. As soon as someone posts, you can undercut them. Now, if the price just keeps getting undercut and undercut until it's not profitable for you no more, there's two things that you can do. You can wait a period of time and see if the price goes back up, or what you can do is you can start buying them out. What I like to do is, say if the price goes down before I sell all of the investments I've made in the flip, what I'll do is I'll just start buying them out, and I'll reset the price back to a really good profitable price for my initial investments in the flip. This can work really well, and I'd recommend doing this instead of waiting, say, for a few days to see if the price will change, because you never know if the price is going to continue to go down or is going to go up. So moving on to the next item, let's have a look at the small glowing shards. Now, there's a bunch of these starting from 4 copper, then they go all the way up to 25 copper before they do a big jump up to 37 copper. So we're going to buy in between 4 copper and 25 copper. Then we're going to resell all of them for 37 silver. That will be the main goal, to keep it at that price. But if people start undercutting, what we will do is we will just post and make sure that we're only selling them above 25 copper no matter what. This way we're always making profit from doing so. Now, if you have the groups and operations, once again, you can just post directly with TSM. If you don't, you can use Auctionator, and you can post them with Auctionator. What I recommend doing is not posting all of the items at once. Just post a few, maybe 10 to 20 at a time with different stack sizes. Let's move on to a bit more expensive item, the large glowing shard. So there's a bunch posted for 65 silver all the way up to 77 silver before the next big jump in the price goes up to 86 silver. So we're going to buy in between 65 silver and 77 silver, and we're going to resell them for 86 silver each, making sure that we just stay above 77 silver, which is our minimum profit. Let's go ahead and post these all up on the auction house. Now that we've got a decent amount of items, the sales are definitely going to be coming in very quickly. And what we're going to do is we're just going to make sure that we constantly aren't being undercut. So what we're going to do is keep some of them in our inventory, and as soon as someone undercuts us, we're going to undercut them, and we're just going to make sure that we stay competitive with the prices. As you can see, all the sales are coming in very quickly already. Now, we're just going to keep undercutting people as long as we're posting them at a profitable price for what we paid for the item. So we're just going to keep on doing this until we sell all of the items. Or if the price gets undercut so much that it drops below your profit, like your minimum profit margin, then you're going to wait a bit, and then you're going to rebuy out the full market and reset it again to a higher price that is profitable for all of that specific item that you have brought. Now, this is how you flip materials in Season of Discovery. If you'd like to learn more in depth on how to actually do this, and how to also flip BOEs and also recipes and other items in the game that you're a bit more advanced than just flipping materials, you can find exactly how to do that inside of my classic flipping guide. You'll also get my TSM groups and operations, which I have handpicked all the best items to flip in Season of Discovery. They're also sorted out by every single phase, and in phase 3 and 4 the guide will be constantly updated. And if you already own the guide, you'll get all the updated versions completely for free sent to your email address. On top of that, you also will get access to a private Discord where we help each other out with flipping and goal making, and you can personally ask me questions about flipping or any advice that you may want to see. Also, if you'd like to learn by a video form, I do have an in-depth guide on how to flip in Season of Discovery, which I'll link down below in the description box, and I'll also throw it up on the screen right now.